And yes, and that's where we thought that we will come up with two categories. One is for all the AI nerds out there who want to try something out, who want to experiment something and use some of the AI tools that UiPath has in store and create some really amazing use cases or solutions or address some of the interesting problems that you feel. Um, um, uh, that's they can participate in the AI powered automations category, and then there was a separate category for core business automation. So if your solution is more heavily focused on any other tools other than AI, that kind of comes under that category. So after, I would say, uh, 1 month of people working on some very innovative problem statements that they could find, and over almost 10 days of evaluations of all the submissions, we are now finally in the top 18 teams. We had over, I would say, 100 submissions. And for each category, we have now boiled down to 9 teams who scored the most as per the evaluators. So here we are today, the HyperHack 2023 live finale. Obviously, this is some number of teams who are being showcased here. But before that, I wanted to, showcase some special people who are also part of this call, and that is our jury members. So we really wanted to make sure that the solutions which are presented here are evaluated by the best in the business, and that's where we have been amazed, and we have been so excited to have this amazing lineup of jury members. So we have George Roth, who is AI evangelist for UiPath. You should definitely follow him on social media and on LinkedIn. You'll really find some very interesting takes on technology, and there will be something for you to really look forward to. We also have our next jury member, Sundar Ganesh, who is a director, global head process automation at Barclays. Our next, you remember, is Betty Kim, who is director AI products at UiPath. Peter Cook, who is director product management at UiPath, and our very special Monica, who is a senior product manager for UiPath. I will be sharing the profiles of all these jury members on chat. So I would highly recommend all of you to follow them. And there will be some really amazing content that they keep posting regularly. And that will also give you an idea of not just where AI technologies are going, but also where UiPath is really taking AI to the next level of automation. Uh, we are the hosts for today. My colleague Diana Gray, who is community manager for Americas, and I will be supporting the finale for AI category as well as community manager for APJ. The rules are quite simple. Before we get into the rules, I just wanted to showcase the finalists who have made it to the top 9. So I won't go through everyone in detail, and not everyone is also showcased over here. The teams are there, but we have only highlighted the team leaders. So there is also a backend team which has been supporting in building these amazing solutions, and you will find some of them who are presenting, and the rest in the question and answer sessions as well. And this will also be the order of the pitches coming today. So we'll start with Dr. Simplify AI with Rayban, Team Circular Economy, Pawan, Sanitate, Revincare, Sukrita, Simplify Invest, Daryl, then 50/50, Samuel, Doc Robot, Mason, Ingram Hyper Hackers by Argin, Medic AI by Ebru, and Accessobots by Julia. So we have a very diverse representation of teams here, not just in terms of the ideas, but also where they are joining us from. From all over the world, we have teams who have made it to the finals, and we are really excited to hear their pitches as well. Just to clarify to everyone, we will have a total of 10 minutes for each team. 7 minutes out of that will be for the presentation by the team leader or whoever the allotted spokesperson is. You have to make sure that you start your content, you go in detail, and also you wrap it up in those 7 minutes. it will be a hard stop for you after 7 minutes, and then we will start the Q&A, which will also be a hard stop at 3 minutes. So that is how we are going to divide. Uh, Apologies to everyone in advance, because the hard stop might be brutal if you are still continuing to speak. So please let us make sure that we not just give within the time that we have, maximize the value that we want to showcase to the jury members, but also be respectful for other people's time as well. Please, if you have not already done that, I already instructed on the chat, please do rename yourself if you are a finalist by the team name underscore your first name, so that we know who you are and we can make sure that you are unmuted during the presentations. So that is pretty much it from my side, and we are open to get started. Me and Diana are here. So as and when you feel that you are struggling, you have any questions, please do DM us on the Zoom chat itself, so that we know and we can try and address that as we are going on. Please do make sure that you know the flow of this, and you are already shared the timings at which we will be you will be having your slot. So please be ready before that, so that we don't have any gaps around it. Perfect. I think we are good. That's a lot of information from my side. I'll request everyone to please mute yourself, so that it doesn't disturb anyone else's presentation. And that is it. So we can probably get started with the first team, Dr. Simplif AI. Revant, are you here?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, Revant, please.
Okay, perfect.
You can get started. And also,
okay.
Revant, your a message to all the teams: just look at Diana's face. You will see a timer on next to her face. So I know that while you're presenting, you won't be able to have a look at it, but team members can certainly keep a tab and make sure that you are not really going overboard on anything. So
yeah, also I will give you a 5-minute warning, which means you have 2 minutes left, and then your Q&A will start, and then I will give you a hard stop. Nobody can go over their time. So I will be calling it out. If you're in the middle of a sentence, you need to stop. Thank you. Tell me when you're ready, Rohit.
yes, Revant.
Okay, does my time start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you everyone for having us. We are Team Dr. Simplify, and our name essentially comes from the, well, I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Our name comes from the company that we're a part of, which is Simplify Next. We're a company based out of Singapore. That's the team that has brought you the solution that you're about to see today. My name is Revant, and I will take you through it. The challenge that we are looking to solve is one faced by pretty much anybody who has visited a doctor. It happened to me 6 weeks ago when I unexpectedly caught chickenpox and had to go and visit the doctor at a clinic. When I was there, 3 things stuck out. Number one, while you're there, after you register, you wait your turn, you see patients coming out, and then nothing seems to happen for 5 to 7 minutes until the next patient is called in. Number two, when you go in, you basically start giving your symptoms, and the doctor just starts typing away, rarely making eye contact with you. Number three, at the end, when the doctor is giving you their diagnosis, they're giving it off the top of their head. And as humans, they can make errors and potentially miss something out, as was the case with me with a fairly serious symptom. It's not great for the doctors either. They have burnout due to the sheer amount of documentation that they have to do. And here was a stunning stat that we found where 4 in 10 medical practices had a physician retire early or resign in the past year due to burnout. So what's our solution, or how does it propose to help? It's multi-pronged, but the key idea is get rid of documentation and assist the doctor. The entire solution is encompassed in a UiPath app. It starts with recording the conversation between the patient and the doctor. All the technologies are there. I'm happy to take questions as you move forward, yeah? Once the conversation is recorded, we summarize it. We would like to use a specialized AI model or communications mining if we can get our hands on it, or once we get our hands on it. But for now, we used OpenAI GPT. Input is rarely just conversation. You also have lab reports and diagnostic images. So our app handles that as well. And we use different models to process the lab reports and different models to process the diagnostic images that are sent by the patient to the doctor as well. Once all of that is done, we get a summary recommendation based on the findings from all three inputs. And then we come up with a top 3 illnesses based on what are all the inputs from conversation, lab reports, and diagnostic images. The doctor can edit any of the data that the AI is producing. And once it's all done, the doctor can add on comments, make additional notes, etc. And when he's done, he clicks submit, and a patient gets an email with all of the key details. What's the diagnosis? What's the recommendations? What's the findings? What are the next steps? What should you watch out for, etc. And then the best part for the doctors, right? All they have to do is sit back and let RPA update the EMR or EHR. We potentially see clipboard AI being used for this, and I'll show you how in a bit. So I'll go to the demo. Unfortunately, our data service units ran out about 3 hours ago. We were trying desperately to get it back. We couldn't. So I've had to go to video. So here is video, yeah? The receptionist can either create a new patient or find an existing patient. You can find the existing patient using email, national ID, or phone number. This brings you to a very user-friendly app. All of this is built in UiPath. And on the top right over here, you will see basically all the actions for the doctor to do, right? Start recording, stop recording, evaluate, reevaluate, etc. The doctor starts the recording. It starts the conversation recording the conversation between the doctor and the patient. When they're done, the doctor just clicks stop recording, and the entire conversation differentiated between the doctor and the patient. You see speaker 1, speaker 3 is present in this widget. It's all editable, and the doctor can make the changes as required. That automatically makes a call to OpenAI GPT, which will then create a summary of the conversation. With the conversation done, the doctor can upload any lab reports or diagnostic scans that they find, and these are stored in storage buckets in Orchestrator. And now that all of the inputs are available for the doctor, he simply clicks on evaluate, right? Evaluate does nothing but essentially get the top 5 illnesses from conversation, from lab, and from diagnostics, right? Based on the conversation summary, the lab reports, and the diagnostic scans. And based on that, you get the top 3 illnesses as well, right? So it takes these 3 as inputs: conversation findings, lab findings, diagnostic findings, lists down the top 3 illnesses together with recommendations and medications. If the doctor is not happy, then basically the list, sorry, I'm getting a message saying the screen is stuck. I'll potentially try to unshare, reshare. Hopefully it comes back. Give me a moment. Give me 1 moment.
5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, hopefully it's back. And then once that's done, thank you. And then once that's done, essentially, you get all of the updates. The doctor can make whatever changes, recommendations, medications, type whatever they need to type, add some notes, which will then send an email to the patient. There you go. The data has been saved into data service. Email has been sent to the patient, and we're done, yeah? So how do we see this helping us, the benefits of these, right? It's obvious for the physicians, it's obvious for the doctors, and it's obvious for the hospitals. For physicians, reduced documentation time, improved patient-doctor interaction. For the patients, much the same, right? Improved interaction with the doctors. And for the hospitals, potentially an increase in the number of appointments, definitely an increase in the service quality, and a reduction in the churn rate. I won't spend too much time on this. We really did try our best to use specialized AI models, but due to limitations of token size, availability of APIs, hardware requirements to run the models on our PCs, or access restrictions, for text-based input, we went with ChatGPT. And for image-based inputs, we used Biomed Clip using UI automation. Of course, as we mature, we will use APIs and specialized AI models. We took it to doctors. Here's their feedback. Largely, they like it, but they asked us to take care of 2 things: patient data, and make sure they have the ability to override what the AI is doing. We showed you how you can override what the AI is doing. And here is our customer deployment strategy for how to make sure that we protect data. So for large hospitals, and this is my last slide, for large hospitals, we'll use integration service with RPA for things like Epic, which is already in preview. For the smaller ones, we'll use Clipboard AI. If UiPath has data residency in the country, we will deliver using Automation Cloud. If not, Automation Suite on Azure. And
Please
that's it.
stop. And time for Q&A. Good timing.
Thank you.
Any questions from the judges?
We entered some questions there. Do you want us to ask, or you can read them, whatever? How do you want?
Yeah, Revant, you have 3 questions on the chat. Maybe you can have a look at that. And
Okay. Let's see the question. Okay, question do you have the concept of the appointment? Not in the app currently, but it's something that can be easily built. The reason we didn't do concept of appointment in the app is we had seen previous submissions do this. So we focused more on the AI aspects of it, as opposed to more of the I'd say traditional RPA. I hope, George, that answers the question.
yeah, we can move to the next question. Yeah.
Yep. Can you transfer the data from one doctor to another? Of course, with agreement from patient to doctor. So actually, yes, we got that feedback from after putting the video up on YouTube. We can not only do that, but we can also, in our version 2, find cases which are similar in conversation to the one that's being recorded, so that the doctor can immediately look up the local knowledge base or repository of cases and find one that's similar and see what that particular doctor did in that particular case, right? From Monica, what if any step fails? What if any step fails? Example summary, how, when can one validate the input? So if you look at this step over here, right? All of these fields, Monica, are effectively editable, and the doctor can override everything that the models are producing, right? And whatever updates they make, if they update it manually, there's a reevaluate button here. They click on that, and then all 3 basically get updated based on the updated inputs that have been provided by the doctors.
So I have a question. Sorry, I couldn't put on chat. So what is the model you use for the diagnosis through AI, and how reliable is that?
Okay, so thank you. Okay, so Sundar, we really looked at a number of different models. For conversation, we're just doing summary using OpenAI. We've looked at some others. Actually, we really want to use something like communications mining at a later point, or something called Suki, which we weren't able to use because of availabilities of APIs. For image-based inputs, we tried using Palm 2, we tried using Mona AI, but ultimately we had to go with Biomed Clip because at least it allowed us UI automation. For lab reports, ultimately we want to use either Microsoft's BioGPT or a model that's being created jointly between AstraZeneca and a Korean company called Kazoo. But again, because of limitations on token size and availability of APIs, if it was text-based, we went with OpenAI.
No, because I think, sorry, I have a follow-up.
Okay, please stop.
Yeah, we can just wrap you with this follow-up, Sundar, so we can just start. Yeah.
No, I think my follow-up is, I think how much can the doctors rely on it? And I think what is the credibility of these models is what my question is.
Yeah, so great questions in there. So, I mean, that's why for us, it really depends on what these models are trained on. We ourselves are not sure of this, to be very honest, which is why every output that is produced by the AI models is editable for the doctor to change if they don't feel comfortable with what the AI is producing.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you, Revant, for your amazing presentation. All the best.
Thank you.
So this is the flow for everyone who is an audience. So we won't have much time to really go deeper into the solution. So we'll quickly go on to the next team circular economy. Are you ready?
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So our time started, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So hello, judges, organizers, and audience. My name is Pawan Kumar, and I'm representing the Circular Economy team. First of all, on behalf of whole Circular Economy team, we would like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to present our solution in front of you. So we are a total 4 members in this team. Paramveer Singh will be my co-presenter, and followed by Supreet and Raghav. They have supported us in backend really hard, and we all are a part of Volvo Group Hyper Automation team. Okay, so I would like to start with a very simple question. Have you ever thought of purchasing a second-hand vehicle? And I'm very sure that everybody must have already thought of purchasing it at any point of their time. And even I have also thought it, many times. And then what stopped me for purchasing these vehicles? I would say that there are many reasons, but I'll just tell you some of the important reasons that what stopped me in purchasing any of the second-hand vehicle. And the first reason is that possibility of the legal risk involved. Like in case if I'm purchasing any vehicle and I do see any legal issues there on the registration number of that, I will be really worried, right? The second is no proper resources to validate the legitimacy of the product and the document. So like we don't have really any valid resources available to validate these documents. And then the third one is a bad quality product. Sometimes we do get bad quality product there. And then the fourth and last and not the least is the we are scared of the scammers. Like there's so many scams which is happening outside in this technology era, and we are scared of all these scams. We don't want to be victim of all of it, right? So don't worry, like we have got all the issues covered there in our trusted wheel application. So this is the application that we have purely developed in using the UiPath tool. So Param, if you can go back, I would just like to give a short example on the scams that has happened. So as you could see there on the screen, there are few scams which has happened outside there in Haryana, North California, Uttar Pradesh. And if you'll quickly read over here, I'll just read one of them. It says that 42 years old man who has done the scam of 2.18 crores rupees, and that's a huge amount. So such kind of scams is happening outside. Now let's talk about that. What is the market of the used vehicle? It is 1.66 trillion as per the statistics in 2022, and it is surely expected to increase in 2023. So we just wanted to make use of it. Now there is also a very much important question that why we are promoting a used vehicle, and the answer is opting a second-hand vehicle aligns with the sustainability growth due to its reduced environmental impact. Second is like choosing a second-hand vehicle supports a circular economy, and that's the name of our team as well, promoting the reuse of the resource and minimizing waste, which is very important. And third is that when we are embracing a second-hand vehicle, we're not only saving money, but is also making a positive ecological choice that help preserves the planet for the future generation. So this is our thought process of choosing this particular use case. Now, our team goal is to provide you the solution which promotes the sustainability and parallelly giving you an easy and safe trade option. So I'll just quickly go through the architecture of our use case. So we have used UI App Studio, which is going to act as a front end, and then we have used a UiPath AI Center. So in total, we have used 3 AI models over here. One of them is UiPath Document Understanding Machine Learning Extractor, and the second is TPOT at Auto ML Regression AI model, which is also known as a predictive analysis model. This is used to predict the amount. And the third is the image analysis model, which is object detection model. The object detection model is going to detect all the object like rust or dents which is happening there. All of them are really UiPath AI Center product, and we have not used any external products over here. All these are retrained with our own data set. And originally one of these model, which I would say a object detection model, is trained with Coco data set, which is a very good data set there. So this is a reliability of this automation. Coming to the Twilio, for any of the conversation that we want to do with customer and the seller, we are using a Twilio integration services there. So by this, customer can get a call or seller can get a call there from the application. Now, Param, if you can go to the solution demo.
So team, you can see here, this is our UI app. So in that
I
UI app,
cannot see your UI app, Param.
yeah, 1 second.
Still seeing the presentation.
Okay, so team, you are able to see my screen, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
So yes, so team, you can see here, this is our front end of the UI app. For this UI app, we have 2 components. One is you can log in as a seller, and another one log in as a customer. So for example,
5 minutes.
I want to sell my used vehicle. So I'm clicking on seller side. So you can see here at the seller side, we are some prerequisites are there. For example, right now I'm uploading image and invoices also. So for example, I want to sell like any of my vehicle. So I'm uploading an image. This is my image. You can see here. Okay, so image is uploaded. So now I'm uploading an invoice also.
I'd just like to pitch in over here. So Param is uploading the invoice there, and the backend document understanding is going to run, and it will extract all the data from there. And using one of the API call, will be validating that whether all the extracted data, like a registration number, has got any of the challans there on that or not. So Param, you can come
Yeah,
back and show
you
the
can,
seller estimated amount.
yeah. So you can see here, if I'm a seller, I want to sell, I have to pull like put some selling price also. So this is a form where seller can put all the information regarding the vehicle also. So right now for a dummy, I put this amount also, and whatever the invoice we're putting for this, you can see a document understanding can extract the data here. So now will go through towards the customer side.
Okay, I'll just quickly take the customer side here. So customer needs to select the supplier or the seller information. As of now, for the document presentation purpose, we are selecting AMC Incorporation. And on the top right hand side, you could see two images over here. One is original image, and the second one is the AI dent and rust detection that object detection model is doing using a AI center. And just beside that, you could see the predicted amount, where like predictive analysis model is predicting all these amounts there, and the dependencies like number of kilometers it has traveled, rust and AI detection, any of the spam detection. So considering all these, we are really predicting the amount for the customer, so that customer really don't have to stress more on what could be the selling price of this. And the most important
Yeah.
one,
3
you will see.
minutes
Can
to
we
stop.
yeah can
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can we yeah close it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Any yeah, I think we already have a few questions. Maybe you can start answering. Any reason for which you did not use extract document data instead of ML extractor activity?
So extract document data, we have not used because we have tried with this, and ultimately, our aim is to try the Ask GPT options, which is there, because as of now, we just wanted to train it with some particular invoices or the templates, and that's the reason we have used the ML extractor. But what we want to do in the future is that we want to try with Ask GPT, which can cover n number of templates, and we can upload the data over them. So this was just the ultimate goal of using the ML extractor and our future plan.
Yeah, that's
So second question.
I suggest to try extract document data, because that will have analytics capabilities.
Of course, sure.
Correct.
We'll
Yeah.
do that. Yeah. And the second is in California, you can find all the details about the card. Did you use this? So as of now, we have tried, with the local API call that we are doing it for the M-Parivahan, and then probably as this will be released globally for all the communities, so we need to do more research that for the different country and for the different states, what are the different API call that we need to make, and accordingly, we can update it. But as of now, this has got the feature to check, from basically for the India location,
India
but
local.
we do
Correct.
have the technology there. So we just need to call the different APIs depending upon the location, and the location detail will get it from the supplier form that we are getting.
And one more addition to this application also, for example, you can see here, this is a particular seller one, and if a person is literally interested to buy a particular vehicle, this used vehicle, so you can see here the contact seller information is here. So what they has to do, they can like if they want to call the particular seller, they just click on call button. You can see here, you can call.
We'll get a call
Yeah,
basically.
you can call. So we're using here like integration services here, which part of UI apps, and we're using Twilio as integration services. So respective person will get a call. So okay, you can see here now call is in progress. So it will get a call to a respective person ki we are interested for this vehicle. So yeah, we can go to go.
Basically, I am getting a call, if you could see there. So
Yeah. Can we have one last question? Maybe we can. Yeah, Sundar.
Yeah, thank you. So a couple of things. I think the AI here is two things, right? I mean, if I've got this right, one is where you're able to use the image to look at where the dents are and rusts
Mhm.
are,
Yes,
and
correct.
also recalculate the price. So can you just quickly explain how you're doing that? I mean, I can understand from the image, but on
Time's
the
up.
price?
Yeah, basically, what we are doing here is that this is one of the parameter. Like in case if the confidence score is high, for example, the rust detection or the dent detection confidence score is 70%, and then the number of kilometers in which this particular car has traveled is high, maybe 27,000 or 30,000. So accordingly, the price will decrease because there is high rust and it has also traveled, a lot of kilometers.
Kilometers.
In case if confidence score is low, maybe 10% or 20%. So in that case, the rust is not that much and it has not traveled much kilometers. So accordingly, the price will go high depending upon the MRP. And you may ask that from where we are getting the MRP. We are getting it from the supplier form. So supplier is uploading all these details there in the supplier
Details.
tab,
Correct.
and
Correct.
this is showing up there in the truck score. So truck score is basically the main AI result that you could see here.
Perfect. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you, Paramveer.
Thank you so much.
Guys, you can stop sharing. Meanwhile, there is one question from Betty. You can probably DM her the answer on the chat
Of
itself,
course.
so you don't miss that. We'll quickly move on to the next team. Sukrita, are you here?
Kevin here from Sanitate.
Yes. Sorry. Hi, Kevin.
Hello. Please let us know when our time has begun and we can start.
Okay, I'm going to start right now.
Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon to you, fellow jury members, UiPath experts, and all who chose to hear us today. We have the idea of pharmacy inventory bot, and we call ourselves Sanitate Care. I will quickly introduce our team to us, and I'll get started off. So Sukrita, Abhishek, Naveen, and myself, Kevin. We work at the hyper automation team at Volvo Group, and we have come up with an idea that would help us, revolutionize the medical industry, basically. So whatever was our problem statement for right now, what we're trying to achieve is, we see that in the major hospitals, the pharmacies that are tied up with all these hospitals, they have a lot of tracking to be done. The medication, what medicines are there, the medicinal equipments, and all this has become a very mundane activity. Them taking a stock, them taking a count of all that is happening. And we thought that we could revolutionize this. We could automate this entire process of them ordering the medicine, as well as taking into account of all the stock that is there and what they can predict in the future, and purchase that particular stock. So that is what we have aimed at, and we have used UiPath technology, the different components of UiPath, to help us with this, right? So I'll quickly give you a brief description of how the architecture looks. We've kept it simple. We've just tried to explain how we can get it plainly to you, right? So in the front end, we have something called the UiPath apps. Here you can go and the medical healthcare provider, whoever is there, right? He can check for the apps that is there. He can check for the different medicines through the apps. And whenever the customer requests for that particular medicine, he goes and checks the quantity, and that will be updated in the apps through the data entities on site, right? And so this is one part of the solution that we are proposing, right? And in the second part, we come to something called this order receipt generation. This is where when from the warehouse you get the stock of medicines, this comes to the hospital pharmacies, and we use document understanding here in order to extract the details from the order receipts, right? Document understanding takes part, and it gives you the exact details of what medications are there, the cost, and all its respective features, right? Now you are tracking the total quantity of medicines. Now this is a part where the pharmacist who's providing the medicine, the total quantities of all these medicines, right? He just has to put it up on his screen, on the app screen, and this entire model of all the medicines that are available, all those are displayed to them, right? And the quantity that is available, the requested quantity that is displayed, all the updates are done here with the help of TPOT auto regression model, right? This is the model that we use in order to check what all what all the medicines are there, what all the stock is there, and this will also help us in a future in order to request it in the future, right? So in the future, if you want to order any medicine, this this model will check whatever for example, at that particular month, the time of that month, the medicine is sold this much. Then if you need a quantity to be increased, then you order it using this model. So this is exactly where this model comes into the picture, right? I'll take you through the demo. Maybe you'll understand a little more expect. This is the technology stack that we have. We have used extensively document understanding, UiPath Studio, UI apps, AI Center, and data services. And the primary targets are the pharmacies and the hospitals. I'll quickly take you through the demo. Right. So this is where our the sample invoices are taken from the warehouse people, right? And these data has been extracted and it has been stored in the data entities. So an entire repository of all this data is stored in the entity side, right? And whenever we want to trigger the process in which the customer requires the medicine, the customer requires to purchase the medicine, this is where the flow starts. So here you find the data in the Excel. This has been extracted, and
5 minutes.
right. So you can see the data being extracted, and all of it comes here, and all of this takes place through document understanding. You can see here that it is all updated in the data entities section. Each of the fields is for the user, made for the user to be available. Now the apps come into picture where you can the customer is requesting for one particular medicine. Here the customer requests for the particular medicine. The sale quantity is checked. And this is populated, right? So when the submit is hit, when this button is hit, this takes you back. You can see the change in the sold quantity there, right? About 15 have changed, right? And now that was one part of it where it will give you a stock of all the quantities that are there. And this is where in future, if the medicinal care person, if the pharmacist wants to order more of these quantities, this is exactly where you can do the prediction, right? So sold quantity is something that we enter the ordered quantity of that particular month, which has already been ordered, and we are checking it for the forthcoming month, right? And I'm choosing one particular type of medicine. I'm just predicting how much I need to buy for the forthcoming month. So this much, it's giving me 398 is what I need for
3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. If we can move to the Q&A. Kevin, we have 2 questions already in the chat. Do you used pre-trained? Yeah. George and Monica have already raised question.
Hello everyone, Naveen here from Sanitate. So here the first question is, have we used a custom model or we have used a pre-trained due model? I have used a pre-trained invoice model here. So we haven't used any custom model because it's a direct invoice type. So we already had the model present in the UiPath itself. So it was for a boon for us to be used. It has provided a positive thing for results for us. So we have used the same. And when we have used directly the pre-trained model, I think there is no API used here. So there was directly extraction of the data and storing in the variables, and we have provided with the same.
Perfect.
Yeah, I have a question there. The first one, I don't know if you see, I didn't put it to you directly. So why you didn't use an ERP system? I mean, this problem, it is solved in a hospital with a system which exists. and integrated with the pharmacy?
So as we have seen in the COVID times, there was a lot of medical shortages. So there was no direct interaction between the warehouses and the pharmacists present in the hospitals. So that was the one problem statement for us. So we have filled the solution to eliminate that gap. So where as soon as the medicines get reduced, it will automatically place an order on behalf of the pharmacist. Because previously there was something like it is to take 2 days or 3 days to place the order or something unless and until it reaches a threshold value. So that was the problem. We have seen in India, it has been so much problem, and in the whole world also. By keeping the COVID concept, we have lost many lives. So if we solve this solution, like placing the order of the medicine on time, it will decrease the number of deaths in such COVID times, or in future it might not be there. But this was the solution which we wanted to bring in the society.
Yes. Any other questions?
Also, I would like to add one point there in case.
Okay.
So if the particular medicine is getting sold in a larger quantity in a particular region, so what we can do is we can in the future enhancement, what we are thinking is we can just communicate this to the respective regional health inspector, so that they can concentrate on the water, or what is wrong with the water or air. There's kind of pollution there.
Time left.
Perfect.
Thank
So
Thank you.
I have a fun question there. I had a fun question. Why did you give Romanian name to this?
Actually, yeah, we had a use case where we can integrate with this medical claim with the pharmacy, but then we kind of found this more useful than the earlier one, so we kept it like that, and maybe in the future we can enhance that job.
And also we have found like UiPath is basically from Romania. So this word comes from the Romania itself. So that is the one thing.
I was guessing that one.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, team. It was really nice presentation. Kevin, I think you will also see some questions on the chat. Maybe you can deal with them in the chat itself.
Thank
Awesome. Perfect. So
Thank you
next
so
team,
much, Jury.
yeah, thank you. Next team, Daryl. You there? Yes.
You ready?
Hi, yes. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm gonna get ready. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl from Team Simplified Invest. Today, we're very excited to share with everyone our hackathon product called Stock News Sentiment Analyzer, developed by using UiPath. So this is our team. From the left, we have Clara, myself, Geraldine, and Chandler. As you can see, we come from very diverse backgrounds. And a fun fact, we started learning UiPath about a month ago, and we are very excited that we have discovered its potential. So for our problem statement, we decided to set our sights on the financial service industry. Our user group will be professional and retail investors, which have the common goal to make informed investment decisions. However, to get there, they must spend a lot of time and effort filtering and digesting these news articles to understand the current market sentiment. And that is where our solution comes in. We have a fully developed solution that utilizes UiPath's powerful RPA and AI capabilities to reduce the amount of effort required in this process. The features include an automated analysis of the stock market news customized to each user, a centralized database for all relevant articles, and a notification and daily report email service for the users. Now, let us quickly start with the demo, as it will take some time for it to run, and we'll jump back to the slides while waiting for the output. Right, here we have our application interface created using UiPath apps. At the top, we have our username email to receive notification. Let us now add a company to our watch list, UiPath. Let's add an additional keyword, automation. And let's hit next. Okay, the additional inputs have been registered into the database. Let's move to UiPath Studio to run the process. Great, let's go back to the slides while we wait for the output. So our solution aims to target the financial services and fund management industry. The details of the technology used are shown. we utilize 9 UiPath products and other technologies such as Python, Microsoft Excel, Word, and Outlook. Our solution offers a significant advantage by firstly, cutting down the time and effort for reading and analyzing market news. Secondly, it enables users to make data-driven investment decisions quickly. And lastly, minimizing the risk of overlooking crucial market trends and news. This is the as-is workflow of the professional investor performing market research. They have to physically browse and filter news articles to determine which are worth reading and assess if it has a potential impact or if there are valuable points which may aid in their investment decisions. All of these require a significant amount of time and effort. This is the to-be workflow of our solution. So we did the first part already to input the watch list and keywords. The process will then scrape the news articles from Yahoo Finance and perform the following: text summarization of the articles, semantic similarity analysis to filter relevant articles, and sentiment analysis to determine the article sentiment. These steps are powered by various machine learning models from UiPath AI Center. Thereafter, users will receive an email notification of article summaries if there is a very positive or negative sentiment. Users will also receive the daily report at the end of the day. Now I'll pass the time to Geraldine to continue with the presentation.
Thanks, Daryl. Looks like our robot is still running. So in the meantime, let's just continue with the presentation. With this solution, investors who initially have to search through 25 million news articles each day now only have to read 144 articles that are already summarized according to their needs. Additionally, the amount of news generated will only be getting higher with the rise of generative AI, hence investors need to adopt AI to catch up to speed. Lastly, we are planning to deploy our products to two main target audience. The first one will be professional investors, which will use UiPath Cloud robots to run unattended robots in a convenient way without needing to manage their own servers. Second group will be retail investors who will be able to get our products through subscription service at an affordable price. With these strategies, we believe it can help investors to reach their goals faster. With that, we have envisioned a future roadmap for Simplified Invest. Firstly, we'll incorporate UiPath Action Center from users to give feedback so we can continuously improve our model. We'll include our news sources and we'll include more news sources and add UiPath article translation models. We also utilize UiPath Test Suite to do active monitoring. We also add forecasting feature to provide stocks price prediction. And lastly, we'll provide better visualizations using UiPath Insights. So now let's continue the demo with the email output that will be sent to users at the end of the day. So since our robot is still running, let's just continue the demo with an output from our previous run. As you can see here, the outputs of the three machine learning models will be shown in the table. We took in the evaluator's feedback to make our output look more presentable. We also included the stock summary data, and stock chart with labeled articles. So a PDF file with the exact same content will be attached to the email so that users can download the file for their own reference. So apart from Excel chart, we also built a dashboard in UiPath Insights. Users can gain insights on how the new articles can potentially affect the stock trend. So for demo purpose, we'll take a look at the first news article. So here comes the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Hey, you can start with
over to the judges.
Sorry, I mean, I'm not able to put my questions on chat. So just a question, I mean, this is a very good use case. We've probably seen it elsewhere as well. But the question is, there are plenty of apps. Why would a retail user use your application vis-a-vis what's there in the market? Am I audible?
Yeah, yes. But Daryl, did you get the question? Daryl, Geraldine?
Geraldine, you're on mute.
Hi, my name is Excel from Simplified Invest. So yeah, I mean, of course, that's a very valid question. I mean, nowadays, like with like so many apps around. So what sets our product like apart from the others? So actually, our product has this the extra feature like as you've seen just now, which is like implementing of like additional keywords that the user can choose. So normally for like our stock news apps that are already in the market, it's usually tagged to like a stock company or ticker. It's not really so much of like additional keywords that the users might be very interested in. For example, like say automation or very like automotive technology. So these are the ones that we are able to use to filter out relevant articles, which will then be sent to the user. So instead of just focusing on a company alone, we are able to customize it to each user's needs.
Okay. There's also one question I remember seeing from Betty. Are you only using sentiment to determine whether the user will be notified? For example, are the product announcements, product price changes handled? Yeah. Anyone from the team? Yeah.
Right now, to determine the threshold, to determine whether the article is related to the user, yes, we are using semantic to determine the score with the keyword. So if that it hits a certain threshold, it will deem to be a relevant article for the user. Is that the question?
Well, the question was more around like, I actually think we just need to make sure then like product changes or product announcements, it sounds like there's something that we need to flag in advance for that to be caught as something that we want to feed into the user. It's not already picking that up then.
As of now, the notification will only based on the sentiment, whether it's very positive or very negative. However, all of the articles are stored in the database, so the user will still have access to this database to retrieve the information if required.
Okay, we can time for one more question if there is any.
Yeah, I have a question there. What happens if you have a news with multiple sentiments? If you read about UiPath, many times you have many sentiments. How you decompose in different things?
Time's up.
Yeah, anyone from the team wants to take this? Yeah, Clara, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, but it's okay. You respond directly. The idea is one of the biggest problem of sentiment analysis. When you have contradictory sentiments about multiple facts related to a stock.
Yeah.
I think we also mentioned in our future roadmap that we plan to implement a feedback system to improve the output of the model. But for now, we still rely more on the model output itself. But in the future, we hope that we can improve the model output more with implementation of the feedback system.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geraldine.
Thank you.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Zuan. So that's Simplify Invest. So we quickly move on to the next team, 50/50 by Samuel. It's certainly a crowd favorite. There is a lot of support. So all the best, Samuel.
Hello,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me know when you're ready. We're not seeing your screen, Samuel.
Okay, 1 minute.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, we can see your screen now.
I can share my screen. 1 minute.
We can see your screen.
The doc screen, yeah, or no?
Yes,
Or
yes. You
presentation.
can see your presentation. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start the clock. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sam, and I am the team leader of the 50/50 team, where we developed the Refuge Connect project, a solution where we have the opportunity to help refuge families impacted by some moral or social problems. First of all, I apologize for my English, as I am Brazilian and do not speak fluent English, and therefore I am basing myself on a small script, but I will do my best to make this presentation understand and answer your questions. My team is there. Me, Carolina Tabancas, and Winnie Pedroso. The problem we choose for the project is the situation that refugees face when they leave their home and have no place to stay. As a solution to this, we present Refugee Connect, a friendly way to connect refugees with volunteers offering temporary housing. Benefits, basically, the proposal is to bring a friendly platform where the registration is done via chatbot or UiPath apps. And after all the automation flow, have the user validated in the database and with the information for him who is the most volunteer next to him. The solution can be started via chatbot integrated via Telegram or UiPath apps. And after that, the automation will use all the items on the right to perform in the solution. There are Search Bucket, Info Simples, Gmail, Google Maps API, Document Understanding, and Google BigQuery. The first step of Refugee Connect is user registration process through chatbot or UiPath apps. Once the registration is submitted by the application or by Telegram, the robot takes action. He's responsible for inserting the data in storage bucket, recording the user information in the BigQuery database, download the image if sent by chatbot, and uploading it to storage bucket, querying the user in the API of Brazilian government, match the closed volunteer using the Google Maps API, update the user data in the database, capture the user document image in the storage bucket, extracting information through document understanding, and finally, update the final data in the database data, always alerting the user which stage he is in. In short, Refugee Connect is a project of hope and humanity. It's reminding that despite adversity, we can join forces to create a better world. Can I share a demo video?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Can you hear the video?
No, we can't hear the video. You might need to share the audio when you're sharing the screen. You might want to reshare the screen. Yeah.
Okay, the video contains subtitles, and it's okay.
Sure. Perfect. Yeah.
E está o lembrete de almoçar.
Yeah, you didn't share the sound. This has sound too.
Yes. And just read the cards maybe.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Three minutes.
That's it.
Time for questions.
Samuel, there is one question in the chat from Betty. Does the volunteer also get notified with a match?
Yes, the voluntary is notified by email about the match and about volunteer and refugee.
And I have a question there. Did you think about to create a family search? And the second is a personal curiosity. What refugee crisis do you have in Brazil? I am not familiar. Where are you getting people from?
Okay, about families, the team not have our opinion yet, but in the future, this project will be growth to help persons and families about the person. And in Brazil, don't have the don't have something about this in Brazil. Yet the project runs only in Brazil because yet we have the government API from Brazil and not from other countries.
Yeah, because in Ukraine, there are tons of application. I thought you inspire in Brazil, you have like from Venezuela or somewhere you get, which I was not familiar.
Yeah. This project, it's to think about Ukraine or other countries, but yet it's working only in Brazil.
Sorry, you might have explained this in the video, but maybe I missed it. So what is the, logic or algorithm you use to match the volunteer versus the requester? And yeah, just a little bit about that, yeah.
Yet the logical is basically for each all items in database and search for the best match. But this logic needs to be growth to be more exponential.
Time's up.
Perfect. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
50/50 team.
Thank you, Juris. Thank you.
Awesome. So we quickly move on to the next team. Mason, you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Let me get my screen shared here. Can you guys see my screen?
No, now we can.
Yes.
All right,
ready?
let's go ahead and start.
Okay.
So our team is DocRobot, and we built what I'm calling an everything assistant. So the team is made of me, the team leader, Mason, Vishal Kalra, and Srini Kadamanti. So the problem at hand is you've all seen ChatGPT, might have even used it. There are two things that ChatGPT can't do. It's really conversational, but you can't interact with it hands-free. I've always wanted to just talk to ChatGPT. And it also can't really do things in the real world unless you start putting in plugins. So it can't call functions or change data. And what we built was an assistant that plugs into UiPath automations where you can talk to ChatGPT and actually call those automations in real time. So some specific use cases for this, maybe the blind or disabled would like to interact with their personal assistant. You know, there's no way they can really interact with that with typing very easily without a screen reader. Maybe they just want to talk directly to it and save a lot of time that way. Maybe there's an IVR system that you want to be a little bit more intelligent and more conversational. There's tons of use cases for this, but I want to get to the live demo so you can imagine for yourself what it looks like. So what really is DocRobot? DocRobot is basically, if you think of your assistants in Alexa plus ChatGPT plus UiPath automation, right? You have an on-demand helpful assistant with the intelligence of ChatGPT and the utility of UiPath automation. It can do anything that a person can do. It has real-time, real responses. It has some personality, and it's also versatile, smart, and very helpful. So our solution, DocRobot, is actually hosted live, so anybody can go see it. It's at this link, callassistant.silverink.org. Please, one person at a time. It'll break if multiple people get on there. I don't know how we're going to organize that, but have fun with it. Go ahead and play around with it and break it for me. But basically, this is what it looks like when you go there. There's a chat port, there's an automation panel, and there's a function calls panel. If you have Assistant installed, this automation panel will show you your automations that are available to you in Assistant. On the chat panel, you have an introduction, tells you how to use it, the chats, the history of your chats, much like ChatGPT, and the chat bar so that you can type to it. This is a general walkthrough of what's going on. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you'll see it in the demo. Function calling in action. Basically, when you're talking to DocRobot, it's going to do things in your automations just based off of the context of the conversation. You're going to see that too. This is the main architecture of it. So it's using a lot of WebSockets for this real-time communication. We use Twilio, Google Voice, and ChatGPT for most of the backend. And then there's a Blazor front end that's kind of displaying to you. And we talk to UiPath Assistant through Robot.js. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the live demo. So I'm here at callassistant.silverink.org. You can see I have this My Appointments tab. This is basically just a list of generic appointments. The actual on-chat screen is where we can interact with DocRobot. And so DocRobot will pull in my automations dynamically. And I just want to talk to DocRobot and get some information about my appointments. I'm really bad at remembering appointments, so maybe it can tell me when my next one is. I'm going to go here to get my appointments. I'm going to register this automation that's going to bring it into Assistant. And I'm going to call DocRobot. And I hope you guys can hear it. Let's see.
You have to check there when you share the screen. There is one share sound.
I did check that. The call, of course, the call is going to break as soon as I try to do the live demo, but that's okay because we have a chat window. So imagine I'm on a conversation with ChatGPT right now, but I'm just going to type to it. When is my next appointment? So it'll say it's calling an external service. It actually calls the automation attended, scrapes the data, And then it parses that data and it's able to tell me when my next appointment is. You can look at the function call here. You can see the result, right? And it can do other things. It can be as helpful as you need it to be, right? I can send emails using ChatGPT. Right? So now it's sending an email. And if I go to my email inbox, because it's using UiPath automations, it's actually able to send that email, right? Another cool function, I've built this crypto scraper. So it's not just limited to healthcare related things. It recognizes any automation that you have in Assistant, and from context, it's able to pull that automation in and use it. So what are the top 5 cryptos? You see, it runs the attended automation, scrapes it, and it gives me an answer. So any automation that you can imagine, you can deploy to your automation cloud, pull that into UiPath Assistant, and it can run it, get the data from it, take any actions with that automation. And it's just based off of the description of that automation. These ones don't even have the description loaded. They just have the names and the arguments. But if you have it in UiPath Cloud on Orchestrator as an unintended automation, it can pull in that description and get even more finite understanding of your automations. So basically any automation in UiPath is available to this guy, and you can talk to it on the phone. Unfortunately, that live demo didn't work, but you can also talk to it through this chat window as well. So that is the demo, and I will open it up to questions with that.
For some reason, I cannot stand the question. I don't know why, but I have a question to you. What are the characteristics of those automations that you integrate with? Something in common. What do they have to be?
What do they have to be?
Yes, to integrate
that's a good question.
With.
So to integrate with it, you just have to build an automation in Studio. And I know that sounds really simple, but that really is it. It's you build an automation, give it a name, give it input arguments. I mean, make one that works, of course, and then deploy it to Studio, and it knows. That's it.
Yeah, but you have to have the same type of interface to integrate with your stuff.
So I would love to show you a demo of it, but I could
No,
build
it's
an
okay.
automation.
I thought there is
Yeah.
something like it's a certain
No, there's
type
no,
of API.
I don't have any metadata stored anywhere. There's nothing. It's dynamically pulling those automations using robot.js in my assistant. I don't store any data about the automations. It just recognizes them.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. Monica?
Have you thought about, have you thought about a way to ingest documents to your chat?
Using a document understanding pipeline, I'm sure you could ingest just about anything, right? That would be a really cool workflow. I think one of the cool ideas behind this is, similar to Dialogflow, something that can go into multiple modal contexts, and then maybe it needs a document at some point, and you can parse that document and send it in and give it to a UiPath automation to hand it off to a document understanding pipeline, right?
Maybe something like process my expenses, or something like register this newly hired employee based on this I-9 form.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is if your automation department already has some automations that can do that and they're pretty generalized, it can pull this in and recognize those automations in real time, right? So if you have a body of automations, just things that you need to do around the enterprise, it can recognize those just from the plain text description of them, right? So maybe you have a process invoice automation that your teams are using it day in, day out. They can just call up DocRobot and ask it to process an invoice. Today, it doesn't support document understanding, but it would be a very easy add in the context of an automation.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
What's the messaging if there is no associated automation available for what you ask it?
You're basically just talking to ChatGPT at that point. So
Okay.
it's a conversation with ChatGPT. It'll say it can't do certain things, right? Until that automation is available to it. And then every automation that's available, it now recognizes that. And if the context of the conversation matches what that automation is capable of doing, it'll try to make a call to it. It doesn't always get it right. Sometimes it doesn't get fields in certain automations, right? It's very loosely based. It's off of the context. But a lot of times it'll even fix my misspellings and everything, and get things how I would intend them to be rather than what I actually typed in. So if I was to send an email, it'll ask me for a subject, body, and a recipient. And I could misspell all three of those and it'll correct it for me and send the email.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nathan. I think that was very clear. Amazing presentation as well. Yes, let's get started with the Ingram team. Argin, yeah.
Am I
You
see
ready?
my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
we can see your screen.
All right. Renz, you ready?
Cool. You're ready?
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
There you go.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are the Ingram Hyper Hacker. I'm Renz, and I'm honored to have Arjun and Jello with me. Together, we're proud to represent Ingram Micro. And today, we are thrilled to introduce you to a project that is close to our hearts, 1-minute meditations. This project is the culmination of our passion for technology and our commitment to promoting mindfulness and well-being. We recognize the escalating impact of workplace mental health issues, costing businesses billions of dollars annually in lost productivity, medical expenses, employee turnover, and replacement costs. According to the National Safety Council's research from 2021, organizations spend an average of $15,000 per year per employee experiencing mental health issues. To combat these challenges, we built an innovative solution in line with UiPath's A Robot for Every Person strategy. We have developed a proof of concept solution utilizing UiPath platform and integrating it with generative AI. The result is a user-friendly UiPath app capable of generating personalized meditations effortlessly with just a single click. Factoring in the costs of the API integrations, the cost per meditation session is as low as 16 cents. Imagine the potential cost savings for an organization with as many as 1,000 users, a projected annual cost savings of a staggering $14.8 million. The key feature of the app is the generation of a unique guided meditation experience, tailored to each user's specific needs. It doesn't matter what department or industry you're in, you can cultivate a healthy habit of meditation, even in your busiest days. By providing quick and accessible sessions, it empowers you to incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. Beyond the cost savings, consider the profound impact on your workforce. Healthier, happier, and more mentally resilient employees can be a game changer for your organization. In 1-minute meditations, UiPath forms the backbone. It is supercharged by AI-powered technologies like OpenAI's GPT, PlayHT, and Ava. The combination of these technologies empowers users worldwide to experience mindfulness like never before. And for the main attraction of the show, we invite everybody to meditate with us for a minute. And the focus of this meditation is gratitude.
Give it a minute to load, and we're gonna get started. What are we thankful for today, Renz?
And we are thankful for UiPath, especially the HyperHack organizers and the wonderful community that they continue to grow and nurture.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Find a comfortable position in a chair, on the floor, or lying down. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. imagining yourself standing in a beautiful sun-drenched meadow. A gentle breeze is playing with the trees, and birdsong is making the air hum. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin and the ground beneath your feet. Stretch out your arms, raise them up to the sky and express your heartfelt gratitude. Notice in this moment how you appreciate UiPath, the HyperHack organizers, and the wonderful community. Allow yourself to feel into the kindness and support they offer. Feel an inner sense of calm and thank them for the inspiration they bring.
5 minutes.
Welcome the peace and tranquility this meditation brings. When you are ready, slowly drift away from this beautiful place and gently return to your original state. Take one last deep breath to thank yourself for taking this time.
One-minute meditations is not just a cost-effective solution, but it is a transformative experience enriching lives and fostering a positive work environment. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ingram Hyper Hackers team. Really nice to see your presentation. It's a very innovative way of looking at it. There are a few questions here. I see, yes, George and Monica have already posted their questions. Maybe you can go through that and answer.
Yeah, going through it. So question from George, how is the feedback provided? Does the model provide improve in time for a person with multiple meditation? Like multiple meditation sessions was something that we discussed initially. But one of the things that we wanted to do for this POC is to protect the identity of the users as well. So in this version, we don't really track the like cookies or any sort of identity of the person, but your suggestion of tracking and improve the model in time is something that we want to look into in the future, especially if a lot of users are experiencing like good results and they feel like they want to come back to it. So that's one of the future feature we're going to be looking at. Oh, yeah, another great question here from Monica. Where do you get the content from and how is this different than Headspace? So Headspace is one of the best apps out there when it comes to meditation. The big difference is that Headspace is a pre-recorded guided meditation thing, and it could become repetitive. Like if you meditate like maybe twice a day or something, and you wanted to get that unique experience each time, you wouldn't get that on a lot of existing apps today. But each time you come in here, you've got that unique experience that's especially for you. It's specific to what exactly you need at that moment. So for me, that is a very life-changing experience each time. So you wouldn't expect the same experience every time.
Yeah, Sundar, you wanna ask your questions?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand. Look, I mean, it's a great concept, but how do you? I mean, what is the AI here in terms of the intelligence that you have in this?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go and say this is like some complex AI behind, like some collection of wisdom of things. I would say this is Chat GPT like 99%. And I took a page from George's book. One of the things I learned from him when we attended the enablement session is that the best solutions are when you combine two existing things in a way that never has been imagined before by anybody else. And that's exactly what we did here. So with the GPT, we took ultra realistic voice. We've got the UiPath interface, which is very familiar for everybody, that neat UI, and put them together, and this is what we get. Does that help? There's the question.
Yep, perfect.
Okay. Oh, another question I like: can the meditation engine hallucinate? This is a really serious topic, especially if you're applying generative AI right now for some serious stuff. Perfectly good question. And in fact, it isn't an issue in our case, because in a way, the engine is encouraged to hallucinate. You know, it brings you to a place that doesn't exist. It brings you to a place that is very calm. Like if you're sitting in your office or wherever you may be working and you need a break from that place, it brings you to a place that it hallucinated from out of nothing, and it could give you like some out of body experience is what I would describe it. I hope you like the answer.
Yes, so I think we are on top of time as well. Argan and team, you also have a few questions on the chat, so please do respond to them in the chat itself. We will have to move further. Thank you so much for the amazing presentation. We'll quickly move to the next team, Medic AI. You can stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Argan. Ebru, over to you.
Yes. Okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are not sleeping. I'm Ebru, and I will today present you AI-powered medical assistant. I'm an RPA developer at Banris Group. Have you ever been suggested a medicine just because it cures somebody's headache quickly? This happens a lot in daily life, and it's always crucial to ask a doctor or check the patient information leaflet before taking any medicine. But reaching this information is not always possible or easy. Think of elderly people. It's impossible to read the small text on the leaflet. And for people with visual impairments, some medicines don't even have the braille text on the box. Or pregnant women. The over-the-counter medicines they normally use can cause even fatal complications for the baby or them during the pregnancy, and same risk for the children. We can come up with hundreds of examples like this. And besides that, there are thousands of reports every year for medications error globally. And over 60% of these are considered avoidable, which means those errors happen due to faults caused by missing a patient condition, not evaluating the other medications the patient used, or not being fully aware of the side effects of the prescribed medicine. So I propose two different solutions that use the same knowledge base. One is an attendant robot that assists doctors all the day by monitoring the medical system they use. This virtual assistant extracts the patient details anonymously, performs cross-analysis between the selected medicine and the patient condition, and returns a report contains how likely is recommended, the risks, contraindications, and alternative options. And the second one is a public UiPath app that enables people to easily access key information, ask personalized questions, and get the most relevant answer from dynamically updated official medical databases. At this point, I will switch to the live demo along with the presentation. So we have the attendant robot here is working on the background, and this is a representation of the medical system that doctors use. So we have different patients here with different conditions, medical history, and some medications they're currently using. Let's go with David Johnson, who applied with an infection complaint and has high blood pressure and diabetes. For the infection complaint, doctor will write an antibiotic type called ciprofloxacin. And while waiting for the robust answer for this patient and medicine suitability, let's check the details of the project. The end user for this particular attendant robot is doctors. And for the app that we are going to see in a minute is for the individuals, especially for the special needed, that has special needs. I use Studio Web, Orchestrator, Integration Service, Cloud Robots, and apps for this project as UiPath products, and OpenAI, Fix Agent AI, and Google Speech Solutions. We will see the Google Speech Solutions on the app part. And for this part, the robot takes the details of the patient and the medicine details and has the cross analysis and brings us this information. So here we can see that it is not recommended, it's highly unrecommended, especially. And we can see the contraindications and some interactions with these, the other medicines they are using. This robot takes this information as well and also send this to the OpenAI for sentiment analysis. And just because this sentiment analysis is, the score is below some threshold that I identified, we can see this highly unrecommended title. So this helps doctors. And we will just go with the app part. And I want to show you 3 different features, so I need to be very quick and multitask here. So we have a disclaimer because this app has some medical information. And then we have 3 options here. We can select the medicine from dropdown. We can capture the medicine box photo from mobile or upload a local file from the our PC or directly ask our questions here. So I will go with the mobile first. You are seeing my phone right now. So I have disclaimer again, and I have an pill here called aspirin. So what I'm going to do is just capturing this box and sending it to robot. I think I canceled it. So yeah.
5 minutes.
At the same time, let's go to the aspirin site that is being loaded on the mobile. So we have the key information here and also have a chat options. So I will ask, can my 6 years old use aspirin? And also, since we have a time constraint, I would like to start the voice robot. So I will use the speech to text here and ask my question directly as voice comments. Please confirm if you are,
Hi, waiting for your question.
If you hear the robot. Did you?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I took an extra dose of antibiotics accidentally. What should I do? Okay. Let's see our response from the bot here. And it says that aspirin is not recommended for the children, and we can see the sources. So you can see that it just uses hundreds of documents in the background. All of them are official NHS documents, and it just brings the information from 2 different pages. And we can just get the direct answer to our question. And by the way, the mobile app is also loaded. So we can see the same information here and also have the chat option as well. So here, we don't have, in the app, we don't have the listening.
Here are my recommendations based on the information provided. # what to do if you accidentally took an extra dose of antibiotics while taking an extra dose of most antibiotics is unlikely to cause harm on its own. There are some steps you should take depending on the situation. # for 1 extra dose. Monitor yourself for any side effects like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, rash, difficulty breathing, etc. Contact your pharmacist or doctor if you're worried or have any questions. # for 2 or more extra doses. Contact NHS 111 right away for advice.
Okay, it's stopping. I think I'm out of time, right?
Yeah, time for questions.
Yes.
Rohit, any
I
questions?
would like to,
Yes,
so
yes.
I would like to understand more how the solution is built, what products or models or so have you used?
Yeah, sure. Sure. I'm using a system called Fixie AI for the knowledge base. Sorry, my PC is very slow right now. So this generative AI is connected to the official databases, which is online database. So it's getting up to date all the time. And I'm using the cloud robots and unattended robots, as well as the UI options here to connect with the. Sorry?
Got it, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question there. There is a system which is called Medic Eye. It's exactly not this, but
Really?
did you hear about it?
No.
No, okay.
Just...
So there is a coincidence, but it would
Yeah.
be a great combination of the two. I know the guys who created that. So it's a great combination of the two. They don't have this part of the medicines.
Okay, I will take a look at that. Thank you.
Yes. Any questions other than this?
Yes,
Can I ask
Yep.
one more?
Yep.
I wanted to ask, I may be a patient who is already on medication. Is there a way for me to provide these in my profile?
Yes, currently the patients can write all of the conditions or the medications they are using on the chat. And in the future, of course, we can add some parts that app form maybe they can fill up. But if they just provide all of the information about them in the chat, they will get the response according to that.
Thank you.
So there is another big problem. Did you try to integrate the interactions between medicines and the allergies and stuff like this? Because that's one of the biggest problem of the prescriptions.
Yes, currently actually the conditions part or the medical history takes all of the conditions like allergies or the other conditions they have before. So it just considers all of the things and brings a solution for that.
And the interactions between different medications, no?
Yes.
Time's up.
For example, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Ebru, thank you, George, for the question. Really nice presentation as well. So we'll quickly move to the last team of the day, Yulia with team Accessibot. You there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Let
Okay.
me know when you're ready to start.
Yep, I'm ready
Okay.
to start. Hi, everyone. Thank you for sharing so many inspiring ideas so far. I'm happy to be here presenting a solution for end-to-end feedback analysis, helping us go from feedback to feed forward. My name is Yulia, and I'm an RPA solution architect at Accessibot. This solution was designed to solve a common problem for product managers and customer experience managers that need to analyze customer feedback based on their own customer experience strategy, extract insight, and build or adjust strategies based on it, all in the fast-paced environment of product releases and growing feedback channels. And of course, processing all this feedback requires enormous resources. So we propose a hyper-automation solution built around the powerful AI-fueled communications mining for analyzing the feedback and extracting insights, with RPA robots helping with collecting the feedback and the UiPath app as the entry point for this solution. Just a glimpse into what the process used to look like. Someone needed to manually go through all the feedback mediums, read the feedback, and then like Google Play, SurveyMonkey, and so on. Read the feedback, extract insights, analyze it, and then do this all over again on a regular basis. There was some improvement to be gained by automating extracting all the feedback, but the analysis itself was still a handful. So here's how AI changes the game. The powerful AI models we can use right now are capable of understanding the text, applying labels, extracting insights, performing sentiment analysis in an unbiased way, offering built-in multilingual support. They can be easily adapted to your own customer experience strategy, and they easily scale when feedback volumes change. Let's take a look at the solution architecture. Data from all relevant mediums get collected and brought into the UiPath cloud, eventually ending up in communications mining, where the magic happens. The users can access the data directly in communications mining or use a custom UiPath app to view some custom visualization. In terms of platform components used, we have communications mining that already has native integration capabilities with Microsoft Exchange, robots that can read and upload feedback from any other sources, and a UiPath app that uses data service and storage buckets in order to display dynamic data. The user can interact with the solution either directly in communications mining or through the app, or can manually upload further data, extra data in a storage bucket and make sure it all gets added to the communication mining data set. So here are the benefits. We have a timely and automatic collection of feedback, manual upload available, easy and efficient model training, communications mining, real-time data analysis, and access to custom reports and visualizations inside the platform. Why did we decide to use communications mining? It was so easy to set up and ready to use in minutes. It has powerful AI models constantly retraining based on the latest user input. It's very intuitive and it has a very convenient model training. It has built-in performance measuring and discovery capabilities. And of course, it has seamless integration with other automation. And we decided to also use an app because it's easily accessible from UiPath Assistant, an orchestrator, or even from a desktop shortcut. It seamlessly integrates with data service and RPA processes, and we can customize the look and feel and provide information tailored to users. So I'd like to go to the demo now. Sorry, just a sec. This is what the app welcoming screen looks like. The user can choose, one of the feedback sources they want to look at, or just, select all of them if they so please. And then they can select a time interval for the feedback, whatever they want to look at. I'll just simply use last week for now. And as soon as I click start analysis, a job is started in the orchestrator. So a robot is now preparing all the visuals I need for the custom visualization. And once this is done, I'll be able to see all that data that I've created back in the application. It takes a few seconds to prepare all the data because we have charts and some custom stuff. But,
5 minutes.
Yes, thank you. But as soon as the job finishes, the application moves on and displays an overview chart for the data that it got. I have an option to open exact same data directly in communications mining and then just make use of the inbuilt analysis and reporting functionality that I already have here. I have the date range set, and then if I just selected a few of the sources, it would have been filtered for that as well. And then here in the app, I can explore it further and see our team decided they wanted to see some graphs with some customer experience pillars and the sentiment for a feedback on each of these pillars, and I can see that inside the application. I can go back to the overview. I can always go to communication mining where the actual powerful things happen. That's it for the demo. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know if you have any questions.
There already are a few questions on the chat.
Okay, let me, I was sharing, let me look at the chat.
Oh, there is, yeah, how do you start comms mining active learning?
Yeah, what labels do you upload? So you have to start, there are specific to the problem. So how do you start the labeling process? Do you let the comm mining to give you suggestions, or you have preset labels?
Yes, so the way it works is it's really fast. Like rather than just training an AI model, you can upload some of the data, just a very minor set of data, and show it and label some of the comments you have there. And then it automatically learns and retrains all the time. I don't have to set a specific learning time. As soon as I label a few, it starts working on it. And then I have a discovery tab where I can apply more labels, or it can suggest to me some labels and I can decide if it's right or wrong. And I guess I can also share, but yeah, there's also an analysis page that tells you how performant your model is based on what you've labeled so far and what it's now applying to it. It's very dynamic, but it does need some input. It's just super intuitive and anyone can do it, even a business person. It doesn't have to be someone in the development team that does all this model training.
Yeah, that's mining, but your contribution, I wanted to see how you go from the problem to the mining, which is, I've never seen a use of this way of mining. That's why I'm asking. And when you have the initial problem, you can upload this based on your initial stuff, a set of labels, and you could have per domains, libraries of labels. That was that.
Okay, yeah. I get it. I mean, yeah, that is a possibility. Here, we just started with like the customer experience strategy that is based on 4 pillars, and we labeled which apply to which comments have any mention of any of those pillars. And then we added some other stuff about, you know, usual stuff like this is about support, or this is about missing functionality, or this is about a bug. Thank you.
Yeah, Sundar, Peter, any questions?
Sorry, I don't think I can see questions in the chat, or maybe there are
no worries,
in the
no
chat.
worries,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah. Sundar, Peter, Betty, any questions from your side? No. Oh. Okay, I think that is it in that case. Perfect. Thank you so much, Yulia. It was really nice. Nice to see your presentation as well. Okay, I can see some. I just asked very casually on chat which was your favorite idea of the day. So if you don't mind, just write a name and write a team's name or two if you really liked something, some idea or some team more than others. Just you know, we'll be wrapping the session today, but before that I want you all to just stay tuned to the UiPath community's social media channels, because we will be announcing the winners on 7th of August. All the solutions that you saw here and all the solutions that did not make it to the finale are already published on UiPath's use case repository. So please do go through them and see maybe there are more inspirations for you over there as well. This video, along with the finale of 4 category, is being recorded and it will be uploaded on the UiPath community's YouTube channel by tomorrow. So please do share it with all your colleagues, all your friends who could not make it to this finale live, so that they can actually get some ideas from this as well. I can see Ingram Hyper Hacker, Team 5050, Doc Robot. Okay, every team has got favorites. Medic AI, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you all for the finalists. I'm sure it was a very long process of building this and also presenting it. I know that it is unfair to expect the entire presentation to happen in 7 minutes, and also thanks to juries to contain the questions and queries around it for 3 minutes. So thank you so much, everyone. It was an amazing team effort. It was really eye-opening on a lot of fronts. See you all in the next session. So stay tuned. All the best.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye now.
Thank you.